Gabby Thomas was 3 meters behind, and she got it out the mud and beat they ass. That's crazy, bro. She embarrassed them. That was
What has Shelly done that has given you any sort of confidence that tells you she's going to beat these girls here? He said if Sydney really tries to go after this 49, she's going to crash out and Femke is going to beat her. Sydney is better, faster, stronger, better. If she tries to do this like running out of her skin, just absolutely balls to the wall for a 49, that might be where she's treading too much in the wrong direction. Or
Welcome back to another episode of the Track World News Podcast. My name's Colin Waitsman, here with our host, Mr. Noah Williams. Noah, how you doing today, man?
What's going on, brother? I'm feeling blessed and highly favored as always. How you doing today, my man?
Doing good. Another great Sunday. It's crazy to think the Olympics are finally here. Did you watch any of the opening ceremonies or just the first kind of events and everything?
Yeah, I was able to see a little bit of it. I think it got a little political there. We ain't got to touch on that, but it was cool to see the some of my friends actually being represented here. So it was dope.
Yeah, that was the crazy part. Like, I would be watching and they're like, I was like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Like, I know who that person is. I talked to him. And like, what do you mean you know who that person is? Be like, yeah, like, we do this whole track and field thing. It's it's no big deal. Yeah, it's cool, man. It was good. Do you see that photo of LeBron, like when you had the flag from the front of the boat?
Yeah, he's Captain America, bro. Like quite literally, though.
Bro, that was sick. So
yeah.
Looking forward to it. Real quick, events outside of track. What events do you like that you're most looking forward to in the Olympics outside of track and field?
Yeah, basketball, of course. Men's basketball, women's basketball. Big fan of all of those folks. Gymnastics, big Simone Biles fan. Maybe some skateboarding. Other than that, that's kind of where my my Olympic palette starts and ends. With track, basketball, gymnastics, and maybe some skateboarding. So, what about yourself?
There you go. I'm not a huge Olympic basketball fan personally.
Okay.
Like, that's not like I like seeing the stats at the end, and I'm more interested this year because of the to see how like if people are going to respond since the whole Noah thing last year of if we can't lose. And then I'm really looking forward to, like you said, gymnastics is a good one, skateboarding is a good one. Other one that's new to this Olympics, breakdancing. Looking forward to seeing like what that looks like. And then another one that is one of my favorites is handball. I really like handball for some reason. So looking forward to seeing some of those sports. So should be good. Olympics, get to see a whole bunch of things you don't normally get to see. So putting people on the center stage. So it's good, man.
For sure, man. I'm excited. Hey, but I did think Brian holding the flag was a little bit of like he's still the guy in America. Like, we could say the whole world champ thing. Brian the guy,
Oh yeah. No, he's holding it down, no, for
Brian
sure. No,
he's Captain America, like I said, bro.
That picture was crazy. I liked it. It's cool. So I'm excited. We're going in and got some basketball coming up right after this. I guess by the time this episode comes out, it would have already happened. But USA Serbia coming up, so we'll taking down Jokic. See how that goes. All right, so let's get into some of this track and field stuff. So these are our Olympic predictions, or our official predictions coming on out. We'll be going through the sprinting events, covering all of them, and hopefully we'll have it a little bit better than what we did at the Olympic trials. It was a little touched. Some were really great, some not so much. So let's go on over. Noah, we'll kick it on over to you. The 100 meters. Want to start us off with the men's 100. What are your predictions for the Olympics, Paris 2024?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do it like this. Bronze medal, the Jamaican, Kishane Thompson. Silver medal, I got Fred Kerley. Gold medal, no Lyles. Pretty easy selection. One of my most confident selections actually was the 100.
All right. So I want to first preface, we did not talk about our predictions together. So I promise you, I have no idea what he is saying, and he has no idea what I am saying. I also picked Kishane Thompson, Fred Kerley, then Noah Lyles.
Wow.
Yes, it's the same one. I promise. We did not talk about this before we went into this. Why do you got that three in that order?
Well, obviously, I took Noah because he's obviously got the most confidence probably headed right now after popping that 981 just 2 weeks ago. Reigning world champ. He's got a lot to prove to himself and the world. So I took Noah comfortably first. Second, I took Fred because he was counted out for so long and then just let his nuts hang at U.S. trials and showed everybody like, hey, I'm still here. Like, so as far as the dog goes, he's the biggest dog in the field mentality wise. And then third, I took Kishane. Obviously, he has the world lead headed into the meet, and he's put down some great stuff. But to beat those guys at the biggest event, don't think so. But I do think he will leave with a medal.
Yeah. For me, yeah, I picked I've gotten Noah winning mainly like one because of the championship pedigree of like he did the triple last year. We've seen him just continue to improve like within these 100 meters. Like he's beating people in like that he needs to beat in order to be successful in here. And it's you're like, oh, but he doesn't have the world lead. Or Kishane, when he ran his 977, it was in rounds as well, in a championship there as well. I think it was at their national championship. And that's true. Sure, it is true. I take the fact that you have someone that was a champion this time last year, that has done this before and knows what it takes. Like I take that like pretty heavily into, what it is that I'm going to, predict for you. Like I look at it, from the basketball perspective of like Oklahoma City Thunder were one of the best young basketball teams this past year, but they were all like rookies, sophomores, under 23. And then what happened in the playoffs? They met up with some vets and it didn't work because there are people that have been there before and know what it takes to win. I weigh that heavy. Like we have people that know what it takes to win. Noah Lyles knows what it takes to win. Fred Kerley knows what it takes to win. Notably, as you can see, I didn't have Fred making the team, but with Fred on the team, I feel more confident in him medaling than I did in him medaling at the trials, because I think that once the lights are brighter, he performs. So yeah, that's why I got him in that top three too.
I love it, man. I love it, man. I'm glad we came to a good agreement on that one there.
But there's a couple notable names of people that aren't there. Fernando Manyala, we don't have him there. Letsile Tebogo, obviously the last Olympic champion as well, with Marcel Jacobs. Why are you leaving them off the team or off the podium?
I mean, it was honestly just pretty simple for me. Omanyala is a folder, if we're being, frank. Jacobs has been banged up, been around, jumped a couple different training groups and stuff. Like, I'm just not that confident in him heading into this meet, especially to run 980 or faster. I think that's kind of going to be like the threshold there as far as like gold, silver. You might get a bronze with like a 988, but otherwise, I don't see him touching that right now. And then Tebogo, I don't see it. I didn't forget about him. Believe me, when we moved to the 200, but that's I just felt more confident in the other three guys.
Yeah, I don't see anything for Jacobs. Like I haven't, like, sure, you're the Olympic champion a few years ago, but I haven't seen anything from you this year,
Yeah.
and that makes me think that you're going to be going to uncharted territories with this. Like if the way that we were running in the beginning of the year is what we were running continue like right now, where a lot of people were still running 9.9s and 10 O's, then all right, maybe you can sneak something in there, but we're ramping up. Like all of that talk of this is a slow year, this is a down year, this is a bad year, it's out the window. People started just ramping up when they needed to, which it's interesting that we're not talking about that more, of how everyone was saying this is a crappy year for the sprints, and over the last, it just showed people are getting ready for when it matters. And so yeah, I just don't have him. Fernando Manyala, like, haven't seen it in the championship before yet. Like I need to see it in the championship.
Yeah.
Tebogo, yeah, once again, similar thing. We'll hear about him later, but I just can't put him.
This is kind of an interesting Olympics with the 1 and the 2. Like both Olympic champions in the over 100, 200 are kind of like second thoughts, like afterthoughts at this point. I mean, obviously 4 years, a lot changes in 4 years, or actually this is only 3 years really. This Olympic cycle, but I mean, we can move to the 2. I didn't put DeGrasse in the medal contention. I would be, is he going to make the final in this? Same with Jacobs.
Mhm.
Jacobs is going to make the final. 10-0 is cute, bro, but it's not going to get you in the final. I don't think.
I agree with you, man. It's going to be close. But want to go to the women's side first with
Oh, the
the
women's
100.
side. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's get to the women's side.
You want
Who
to
you
take
got
that? You
for
want
the
to take that
women?
first?
Yeah.
All right.
So for the women, for me, I've got gold. We'll go bronze, silver. We'll go bronze, silver, gold first. We'll do that. Bronze medal, Julien Alfred.
Okay.
Silver medal, I have Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce, and then gold medal, Sha'Carri Richardson for the women's 100.
I'm not mad at it at all. But look, I got something even better. Bronze medal, Melissa Jefferson. Silver medal, Julien Alfred. Gold medal, Sha'Carri Richardson.
No Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce?
No Jamaicans here for the 100 meters. Not going to get it done this time around. She's had an illustrious career, wonderful, legendary career. Top 100 of the century career. But 2024 Olympics, she will not be a medalist in the 100 meters.
Why not? That's crazy. I'm sure people are already writing in the comments about how you don't know track already. So yeah. I got to hear why you have the GOAT of women's track and field, not even medaling in the Olympics.
Let's look at the 2024 season, right? Indoor to now, whether you ran indoor or not. What has Shelly done that has given you any sort of confidence that tells you she's going to beat these girls here?
What she's done is be Shelly Ann Fraser-Pryce. I think that's like what she has done.
I mean, people pulled out of a couple meets, lost head-to-head to a lot of women. I mean, I got a lot of respect for legends in this sport. Don't get me wrong, none at all. But at the same time, I have to be a realist. She hasn't shown me that level of fitness, that level of readiness. I don't see it, you know. You call me what you want, but I don't see it. And if she do it, hey, I'm a fool, but I don't see it. So, yeah.
I see the because I take it into the championship pedigree style of things of like, hey, you're a known champion. Like you win this all the time. And I feel like there's been a couple practice videos that have been circling around of her in Paris. You know, a couple
practice
things.
Videos are so cute. Yeah.
hating. I was hating today. I feel she's got to be able to get on. I don't see her in her final Olympics going out sad. Like you're saying she's going out sad. I mean, we'll see about the women's 4x1. Maybe we'll see how sad you have.
Oh, you're gonna love when we get to the 4x1.
But I just can't see her going out that sad. But I get it. Like, yeah, she's older. She hasn't competed a lot. Like, I understand where it's coming from. But it's like, damn, no Shelly, no Jamaica at all.
No,
that's crazy.
Is she what, 35, 34?
She's something like that. She's a year or 2 years younger than Usain Bolt. She's a year younger than Usain Bolt, but she's up there though. She's up there. All right, then we got some of the other people you got in there. So you had Julien Alfred, you had Melissa third, Julien Alfred second. What's up there?
Julien has shown us consistently over the past 2 years that she's very, very good. And I think the last time she ran, she would have raced. I think she raced Sha'Carri the last time she raced. Or no, it was over 200 when she raced Gabby. And she ran a fantastic race, fantastic 200. She is a better 100 than 200 runner. But to see her expression after the race, after a PB at that, I saw a lot of hunger from her. So being that she just missed medaling last year, she won indoors this year. Like that is what I want to see heading into a big championship meet like this. So Julian's ready. Sha'Carri's the favorite, so I really don't have to explain that. And then Melissa, she showed that she was hot at US trials, and we all know Dennis Mitchell, her coach, is going to have her ready to go. So yeah, that's what went into my picks for that 100.
Yeah, for me, Julien Alfred had been super consistent ever since her times at Texas when she won the Bowerman. So I just can see her continuing that. Shelly Ann, it's just you've got that championship, like you've been there so often. I even though I haven't seen you do it, I just know you always have done it in the past. I'm going up against, like, you'll see when I get into my 200 picks. It's kind of like the Andre de Grasse. Like when he gets to a championship, he gonna medal. Now maybe this year's a little different, but like, hey, he's always came home with some sort of hardware. He's coming home with something. Like Shelly Ann, like similar type of way. Like I can't see her not going home with some type of hardware. So even though it's like my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes. Like no, I feel like I don't think it doesn't make sense, but it's going to happen. I don't. That's how I feel. And then Sha'Carri, she's just she's on another level right now. She's in another level of consistency. She's running with all the ultimate confidence. I do not see a world where, unless something crazy happens where, she gets the worst start known to man, there's no way that anyone's walking her down, in my opinion.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that would keep Sha'Carri from winning gold here is that first like 15 meters. She's had like a couple weird races where she might have like stumbled or something, and if she does, Julien will beat her. But I still took Sha'Carri to win because I think she will win.
Yeah, I see that. I think it's going to be real tough to see anyone coming out and beating her. So let's go on over to the 200 meters for the men. Noah, who do you have for the 200 meters?
So bronze, I took Letsile Tebogo. Silver, I took Kenny Bednarek, and bronze, I took Noah Lyles.
Oh, can you hear me? Oh, I think I lost you for a second. So could you just go through those three again? I heard you say look, and then that was it.
Yeah, my bad. You can hear me? We good?
Yeah, I'm good now. Good
All
now.
right, my bad. Bronze, I got Letsile Tebogo. Silver, Kenny Bednarek, and gold, Noah Lyles.
Boom, we're in the same. We're talking the same language, man. Bronze, I got Tebogo. Silver, I got Bednarek, and then gold, I have Mr. Noah Lyles as well. I mean, we got the same pick. So, what were your reasons for for your three?
Yeah, so starting with the bronze, Tebogo's put together a fantastic year all the way back from April. Oh, running those 300s, running 400s, running 200s, everything. He's touched everything this year. He's stayed healthy, and he's had consistently put out good times. I think he only had like one kind of weird meet in LA. Other than that, he's looked really, really good. His last Diamond League, he had like a mean moment where it's kind of like he had like smirked or whatever it was. He had got beaten. He was like smirking, kind of like leading to like I got more in the tank. It's kind of what I felt. Kenny, Mr. Consistency, having a great year. Also qualified for the 100. I think he's the second best 200 runner in the world, straight up. And 9 out of 10 days, I see him coming right behind Noah. Pause. So and then obviously Noah, he's the best right now, over 200.
Yeah.
So that was pretty comfortable taking him as well. So that was my three.
For me, I've got Letsile Tebogo. For me, he's either going to come in third place or he's going to win. I don't see him coming in second place. Because if anyone, even though I have him coming in third, I think he's the biggest threat to Noah Lyles. Like Tebogo, in my opinion, is the only one that has the ability to go out and beat Noah. We saw him really threaten his throne at the Diamond League last year, where it was super close towards the end. He was the only person that really had that close, that really made him pause and almost beat him. And so I think that he is someone that could go out and beat him. But I don't see him coming in second. Like I think he's either winning this thing or he's coming in third. Bednarek, like he's been super consistent his entire career, and he set a pretty big personal best in the 100. At the trials. I think another personal best here in the in at the trials as well in the 200. And so but the gap and the distance between Noah and Kenny right now is fairly substantial, but Noah has more variance. So while Noah Lyles' best is better than Kenny's best, if he's off and he doesn't have a good race, Kenny's just super consistent. So it's like, hey, if Noah has a bet, like he's feeling a little sick that morning, Noah's consistent. He's right there, so he can't afford to have a bad race. But I still have Noah winning this thing of the last time that he lost in the 200 was the Olympic 200-meter final last 3 years ago. I don't see him coming back and saying I'm going to go undefeated until the Olympic. Then the only two races, imagine that, the only two times you lose a 200 being the Olympic final, that would suck so much, and I just don't see that happening.
I don't really see it happening either, but I will say when we had Noah on the show and you asked him like, hey, what's the difference like this time around at this Olympics? Like last time he lost was at the Olympics. Like what's different this time? And that seemed to be like an easy, like, all right, let Noah Lyles be his usual self and say some shit. He didn't seem very confident. If I'm being 100% honest, like when you ask him that question, like what's different this time at the Olympics? When he answered that question, and if you're a viewer, go back and watch that episode. He didn't seem very confident that there was much difference in himself. Like, and I'm being completely honest here. Seemed like a very like scripted answer, and everything else seemed to flow very, very nicely. Everything seemed to flow very organically. But that one question you asked him it was a little shaky for him. So I still have Noah to win, but something to look into for sure.
Yeah, there's because like even outside of that, there's still the huge like name of Arian Knighton is not in that list, which he's always a threat. I don't know if he's a threat to win, but he's definitely a threat to get on that medal stand. So like there's like some of the greatest 200-meter runners we've seen in this sport are all lining up on that line in Paris in a few days. Like that's pretty crazy. Like it's not like you're going up against just some regular field. Like there's some dogs. You mess up just a little bit, if your shoe isn't tied tight enough, like you hear that gun go off a millisecond later, like you might be cooked, because there is like no room for error in this men's 200.
And staying with this 200 field, have you looked at like the entire field?
I've seen, like, I know the
names?
big name. Like, what do you mean by the? Okay, what do you mean by the like the entire field? Like, am I going down to see who's coming from crazy places?
So there's a name in this 200 field that's probably a bigger name than Noah.
Oh, I think I know. Wait, let me see if I know where you're going with this.
And it's Wade Van Niekerk. I was super thrown off that Wade was entered in the 200. Now, I don't know if this is something to look for. I don't know if he's going to be in medal contention, but I definitely think it's news. It's an interesting thing there. We haven't seen him do a 200. I'm not sure I've ever seen Wade run a 2 at a world championship or Olympic event. So, for him to do that too, it's definitely an interesting call for sure.
I mean, you're with him in the training areas. Is this something that you were like, oh crap, I had no idea? Like, was this brewing up? What's the?
No clue at all. Wade was already overseas at the time, so I didn't get a chance to like speak to him or anything. But when the news broke, because I haven't really heard any platforms covering it, we were all kind of just like, hey, like, okay. I wonder what went into that.
I feel that 4x1 team is going to go crazy if he better be on that, which I'm getting that in a little bit. But yeah, like I remember seeing, I think it was a couple days ago that I saw a break that he was doing the 200. And I thought that was interesting, because I would think that his better chance of medaling is in the 400.
He could win.
In my opinion. Yes, like he could win, which is why I was super surprised, because like in the 200, there is a stacked field through that top 4 that if you're putting yourself in there, you could easily just not, like, he could be at that bottom, 6, 7, 8, because of how stacked it is right now. So it was interesting to me. But I'm guessing that's meaning and he's feeling really fast in his training, or maybe he doesn't think his cardio is where it needs to be. And I don't know. It's interesting that he's going this way,
Yeah, very much so. But we'll see how it all plays out. That's the wonderful thing about this sport, man.
There we go. Women's 200 meters. I'll start us off here. In bronze, I have McKenzie Long coming in third. Shericka Jackson in second with the silver, and then Miss Gabby Thomas bringing home the gold medal. What do you got in the women's 200?
Bronze, I got my girl Favor Ofili. Silver, I got the American Gabby Thomas. And gold, I'm taking the Jamaican. Y'all can rock with me, Jamaica. I'm taking the Jamaican Shericka Jackson in the gold. Let me hear what went into your picks, man.
Yeah, I think for McKenzie Long, I liked the fact that she hasn't been running out after the Olympic trials because she put in so many races into her legs. I know we've seen a couple college athletes continue to run later on, which I didn't think was best idea, but we've seen a couple other college athletes continue, but getting their money, getting their stuff like that, I understand it. And so I like the fact that she didn't, because she's had so many races on those legs. I think she's going to be coming back more fresh than some of the other college athletes. So it's like, yeah, she had a long season, yes, but she also didn't compete for the last month or so, which I think is going to play and benefit for her. And I see that she's training down in Gainesville now. She's over it with that training group, so I'm sure they're going to be doing well there. Jackson, it's I have her coming in second because I've seen more from Gabby, and the race that Gabby had at that Diamond League the other week, that she cooked those girls. Like, Gabby Thomas was 3 meters behind, and she got it out the mud and beat they ass. That's crazy, bro. Like, she embarrassed them. That was, if you're on the other side of things, like that was like the LeBron chase down block on Andre Iguodala. Like, you had the win, signed, sealed, delivered, and she's just a champion. She just beat you. She went out there and beat you. And so that went to go and show to me, Shericka, no one's safe. If Gabby can go through and do that to people setting personal bests, like, you ain't safe in this situation. So I got her coming through and getting the win.
Yeah, so I took that race and like how I just took it a different way. So if you are Gabby and you are asleep on that turn in the Olympics, you're not running against 100-meter specialists like Dina Asher-Smith and Julien Alfred. You're running against a former Olympic champion over 200 meters. I think the second fastest woman ever over 200 meters. It's different. We've seen that Gabby's had a hard time beating Shericka. This hasn't been the best season for Shericka. And that's just me being honest. But like, you put the championship pedigree a lot on the shorter events. I want it to be, I'm more confident in Shericka for that. And she's still like in the prime of her career, probably like 28, 29 years old. So, that's why I took her to get the dub. Favor Ofili's put together some really quiet but also fantastic races. She's won like maybe 6 different races this year. Nobody's really talking about that. PB of I believe 21.8. Right there. McKenzie Long, I was considering her, but her versus Favor. Favor has a little bit more experience. Favor's beat her like 85% of the times that they've raced each other. I want to go with my Americans, but shout out to Favor, man. I had to rock with the Nigerian queen over there, man. So yeah.
All right. No, I can see that. I remember when it was Ofili versus Steiner a couple years ago in college, just LSU Kentucky. Like, those races were cold. Every time the y'all were going up, they were going up against on the track. It was like, yo, this is tough. So no, she's a dog, man. She's special for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll go on over to your event. Let's kick us off, the 400. Noah, who you got in the 400?
So just to premise this, it's probably the hardest event for me to do based on what's happened recently and some things. But this is what I got. So bronze, I got Matthew Hudson Smith, Great Britain guy. Silver, Quincy Hall. And gold medal, Olympic champ, reigning champ, Stephen Gardner.
Okay.
I got 2 dark horses, but I'm going to let you go ahead with your pick.
Some people going to be upset with my picks, but we'll see.
Okay.
Bronze, I got Alexander Doom coming in third.
Okay, all right. Okay, yeah.
In silver, I got Matthew Hudson Smith. And then gold, I have Quincy Hall.
Okay.
no Gardner in this
Okay,
one.
tell me
Why?
what went into your thought process when you were doing this here.
Yeah. So for Steven Gardner, like similar thing, I haven't seen him that much this year. I don't think he's been very quiet this year if I'm not mistaken. And he's had a couple, I think he's had a couple 400s, but based on the world, like I was taking a look at the list, like he hasn't put together a crazy good race. Like I don't think he's in the top 6 performances in the over the 400 meters this year, unless I'm mistaken. So it's like there's some people that are just have ran faster times here. Matthew Hudson Smith, obviously world leader, just recently. Quincy Hall, who was the world leader up until Matthew Hudson Smith, who's been consistent, and then Alexander Doom, like he's been flirting with this medal stands like recently. I think he won indoors in the indoor 400, so it's like he's been right around there. He's been just one of the best 400-meter runners for the relays that we've seen. Like he's typically been their anchor over there. I think Germany, right? Also, just a badass last Doom. That's dope. Especially we just had the release of Doctor Doom or Doomsday of the Avengers coming out. We got that, so it's like it's perfect. We have to see it. So Quincy Hall though for the win is that dude just an animal, just a dog. Like seeing some of his tweets the other day of like, yo, ain't nobody can put this post up. Like ain't nobody no one's beating me. The tweets against Noah. Like I think he's just a dog that can run fast, and it's hard to bet against those type of people, man.
Yeah, I definitely. If you want to build a 400-meter runner and how you want a 400-meter to act and think, it would be like a Quincy Hall type, just an absolute dog. Absolutely, I'm winning, beating anybody. Doesn't matter. Ultra confident. Now with Stevie and Quincy, the reason why I had to do some research. So the last 3 American 400-meter runners to run sub 44 at the American trials would have been Quincy, Champion Allison, and Randolph Ross. If you look, and if you go before that, Michael Norman. Michael Norman went to the World Championships in 2019, didn't make it out of the second round. Randolph Ross, 43, prior to going to the Olympics in 2021. Got to the Olympics, didn't make it out of the semifinal. Champion Allison, 2022, 43.8, very similar to Quincy. Prior to the Olympics, or prior to World Championships, got to World Championships, didn't make it out of the semifinal. There's something to be said with the intensity and the load that these American 400-meter runners are having, because it's so hard to make it out. And then they're running really fast times, and then they get to the biggest meet, and it's harder for them to maintain it. So that was just something that I kept in mind with Quincy. But like I said, he seems to be more of a dog or a more killer mindset than the other 3 that I mentioned. But, that's neither here nor there. And then Dark Horse, I took Alexander Doom and Jareem Richards for Dark Horse picks. So I was really happy that you highlighted Alexander Doom and had him on your podium.
Oh yeah, now he's tough, man. I was wrong. I said Germany. He's from Belgium. So he's Belgium. Sorry, I was looking at the flags, and the flags look very similar. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's gonna the person that I had the toughest time. I had a harder time keeping Michael Norman off the list personally than Steven Gardner. Like Steven Gardner, like he's ran the 15th best time this year. He's ran a 44:39, like Rai Benjmin has ran faster right now, but also Chris, he's right around that, like Christopher Bailey, and all them, like he's 44, so or 42. So he's not there right now. And when he did that was in May. It was on May 28th. And so it's like, yo, it's been a long time. And like, I don't know if I see him coming through. Michael Norman, like he's been the big name, like he's kind of had one of our bigger things, so maybe we'll see it from him. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing those Hudson and Quincy going at it though.
How do you feel about Norman heading into like a championship style meet?
Yeah. I'd say going into this year, my thoughts of Norman going into a championship meet is different than I've had in the past. Going into the Olympics in 2021 as well as World Championships in 2022 and all of that, like I've had him as like my favorite for races, but recently he's shown that at these big meets, like he's had a little bit of trouble. I mean, I think at the US trials, like he didn't I was thinking he should be pulling away from everyone. Like you should be the world leader head and shoulders above everyone in this field, and he hasn't been doing that. And so my confidence in him is a little bit lower than it was going into 2022 or 2021. Going into 2021, then he didn't end up doing well in 2021. But I think like that one was a hard one for me. So I mean, what about you?
So Norman is like an anomaly in this sport. Like he's run 10-8, he's run sub 20s multiple times. But like that mindset thing, it seems to really chooch him up consistently. 2019 was like was like a LeBron versus the Dallas Mavericks level shutdown at the World Championships. 2021, again, I think I'm pretty confident in saying that Norman is the most talented athlete in the entire field for the 400 meters. He's more talented than Stevie. He's more talented than Quincy. He's more talented than Matt. He's more talented than Alexander Doom, Jareen. He's more talented than all of them. But every time it comes around to this, he won in 2022 in the slowest championship time in the last maybe 16 years, ironically enough, when he did win. But time and time again, he just gets his ass kicked by guys that he's better than, like faster than, but it's something to do with his mental, his psyche, the pressure he puts on himself. I don't know what, but I've been in rooms and seen him. It's weird, and I can't help but to call it out. So um, based on his history, I don't have him medaling. But if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised. He should medal. He should probably win for real. He's got the fastest PB in the field, but you know,
Yeah,
yeah, that was my
I,
long-winded
I see
answer
where
there.
I see where you're coming from, man. I mean, like he's he like you said, he's the most talented person that I've seen in the 400 in a little while. But it's putting it together consistently, and when it matters the most, which has been a little bit tough. So that'll be um, I'll be interested to see if that mindset's changed at all for him now as he's gotten more tenured. But who knows? I think one other person we haven't talked about as well would be Christopher Morales Williams, the former college kid. So I don't
Yeah.
know if I got him because he was the world leader for such a long time, uh, indoor world record holder. So he could put up some surprises. Who knows? Who knows? Um,
Sports Illustrated did like a betting line, like a suggested betting line for the 400, and they took him bronze. Interestingly enough, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he could. I mean, they also Sports Illustrated might have just looked at who are the top 3 times in the world and saw it was Matthew Hudson Smith, Quincy Hall, and then Christopher Morales Williams. So maybe they're like, oh, okay, here's the top 3 people. Let me just take the guy who's in third place as for the bronze. That might have also been the same thing. I could see because they also had Jamaica win medaling in the 4x4, and they're not even in their 4x4 for Olympics. So there's some people maybe we'll have to see. All right, let's go on over to the women's 400. What do you got for the women's 400
For
here?
the women's 400, bronze medal, I have Alexis Holmes. Silver medal, I got Nikisha Price. Gold medal, Marileidy Paulino. I've always referred to her as Paulino. I'm sorry. No disrespect, but I've got Paulino, the Dominican, taking the dub over 400. Who you got?
Interesting. There's a pretty big name that I'm surprised you left off. I'm going with silver or not silver. Sorry, bronze. Nikisha Price. Silver, I have Marileidy Paulino, and then gold medal out of Ireland, Adeleke, Rhasidat Adeleke. There you go. That's what I got for my top 3. You're leaving off Adeleke. Why? I feel like that's like
That was a
she's.
mistake.
I'll give you one do over. You want to make
I
a
need
do
to do this
over? I'll
over,
give
and
you.
then I would do it very quickly. Because
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, she'll win. She will win this event, though. I don't know how I was so unmindful to leave her off. Wow. I was too pressed to put an American on the list. That's my bad. I'm sorry, Alexis Holmes, but I got to bump you down. I got to bump Price down. I got to bump Paulino down. Rhasidat is special, bro. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Now we all right. Now we all right. I'm like, the fact you ain't have her in the top 3, that's going crazy. No, she's gonna be the next big thing. I think in the women's 400. Like, I feel her reign of terror is just beginning, and it's going to be something special. She's I've mentioned it before, but I know right now it's a little bit tough because she's not in here. But she's like a thing Mo if she ran the 400. Like, they both are long, like long strides, long legs, real fast, and like, so it's like the same thing if she decided to do the 400. And she's dangerous. Like, we've seen what she did in some of these mixed 4x4s, and like just bringing Ireland out the mud to get these things. Like, I think she's just going to eat up the track on Paulino. Now, Paulino, she's won like pretty much every major championship that you could consider when it comes to the women's 400. So I think like she's going to be something dangerous there. Then Price, she's obviously the world leader right now with her 48.5. And she ran recently, but I think those college races are going to creep up a little bit on her towards the tail end there. And you just got 2 other dogs that are in that race, so that's what I got for the women's 400.
I like it, man. You ready to head over to these hurdles?
Hell yeah, let's do it. I guess I can get us started with the men's 110-meter hurdles. Your bronze medalist, I got Freddie Crittenden. Silver medal, I have Daniel Roberts. And then gold medal, Mr. Grant Holloway.
Bro, I
What about
didn't
you?
share my screen with you, but we have the same 3 again. America sweeping. That's the only event that I have America sweeping. And yeah, that's how I see it. 1, 2, 3. So good job, bro. I like how you think.
Yeah. Hansel Parchment, like, I can't, like, he hasn't been doing anything this year that makes me say that he can end up doing it this time around. Then there's one big person that I thought was going to be a much bigger threat in their just career, from a hurdling perspective. Oh my god, why am I drawing a blank on his name? Man. Omar McLeod.
Mm.
I thought Omar McLeod was going to be the guy because he won, what was it, back in 2016. I thought it was going to be him versus Grant Holloway, like, for the next few years. Like, he came out hot in 2016, and then just hasn't been the same. I mean, I know in 2020 he didn't get in because of, there were some difficulties at the Jamaican trials with, some stuff going on, but I thought that he was going to be kind of a factor. He has not been recently. And so I don't have him in there. The other person that I think might be a dark horse to kind of break this up, I have Sasha Zahoya out of
Yeah.
France. I really like that kid. I think that he has an opportunity to do something special. Like, he's one of the up and coming guys here, so I think that he could potentially do something special. But yeah, I just don't. I think it's going to be really difficult to break those 3 up unless Daniel Roberts. He has fallen over hurdles in the past. He's had difficulties in championships in this discipline, so it is possible that maybe that happens again. Hopefully it doesn't, but we've seen it.
So I like that you mentioned the Frenchman Sasha as well. I got to meet him in 2022 at an indoor meet, and he's one of those aura guys. He's one of those aura guys. If you don't know Sasha, keep an eye out for him this year. The Frenchman, and when I say aura, I think you'll understand what I'm saying when you get to see him run and how he kind of carries himself.
Yeah, no, he's something special. I think it's going to be tough to take those three down. Grant's got to get his get back. There is no man on this planet that is beating Grant except for Grant. Grant is the only person that can get in his way, and that is if he is too fast. The man is literally too fast for the 110-meter hurdles that he starts edging up to the last two hurdles because he's running up on them, and so he's got to like slow down and get choppy steps. So it's like the man's too tall and he's too fast for this dang event. Just get him in the flat 100. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how he
Are
does.
we on world record watch for this?
Yeah, I mean 12. He ran 1286 just not too long. Yeah, I think we could see it dip into that world record. He ran, what was it, the second or third fastest time of all time? Yeah, the time ago. So he can definitely jump into them 12.7s potentially.
Yeah.
I could potentially see that happen. Yeah.
This is one of the two track events that I'm really putting on world record watch. We'll get to another one, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I would say there's three potential events, but maybe we'll talk
We'll
about it in a
talk about
second.
it. Yeah, we'll talk
Pretty
about
soon, actually. All right. What about you for the women's 100-meter hurdles? What do you got going
it.
on
Another
for that?
challenging one to call, but I took Akira Nugent, bronze, Alacia Johnson, silver, and Toby Amusin, gold.
Okay. We're not too far off. I got Jasmine Camacho Quinn coming in bronze here. I got Masai Russell in second, and then I got Toby Amusan winning this thing as well. No defending champion, or you don't think the defending champion's going to be getting back on this podium?
No.
Why not?
The 12.6s aren't going to get it done. 12.5, 12.6s isn't going to get it done this time. It's going to be. And that was another thing why I couldn't put Masai on there. I think Masai is really, really talented, and like Masai at her best is really hard to beat. Same with Devin Charlton. Like it's splitting hairs with these girls in this event. But I had to look at okay, Toby typically runs a very clean race. Lay typically runs clean races as well, and Akira. So that's kind of why I took them. Masai has shown like consistent struggles over hurdles like 2 and 3, like earlier in her races, where she's clipping hurdles and just, putting herself behind the 8 ball. She's so talented, like a lot of times she could get back in a quarterfinal or a semi where she'll make the final. But in the final, it's going to require those top 3 women to have flawless races. This is the deepest field. Probably, at the meet. For real. This field is crazy. So I had a hard time putting Jasmine in there. I know she's got the championship pedigree. She won in 2021. But I mean, hey, like it's been a lot of changing of the guard since then. Like a lot. So that's who did you take gold?
I have Toby.
Okay, so we got one similar one.
Yeah. Yeah, so like even though Toby hasn't been performing as well as she did, what was it, last year, 2 years ago when she broke the world record, she's got the 12th fastest time in the world right now, but I think it comes down to when it's a championship, it's going to turn on a little bit, and so like I think that it's gonna change because like these are all the people that I think have a legitimate chance of being on this podium or even in this final. Like some of these women are going to be left out. You have Masai Russell, Akira Nugent, Lele Johnson, Grace Stark. You've got Jasmine Camacho Quinn, Toby Amusan, Danielle Williams, Devin Charlton. One of those, like some of those women are going to be coming in 8th place. Some of them are not even going to make the final. It's super difficult to make this pick for anyone. If anyone actually picks who the top 3 are in their correct order, good on you. But I feel it's going to come down to the wire.
Absolutely, bro. But this is probably like outside the men's 400. Like I'm really, really, really looking forward to watching this event, and I'm really pulling for Alacia. I'm not gonna lie.
It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be close, man. I saw her tweet to what was
Angel
it?
Reese?
Yeah, yeah, Angel Reese. Like yeah, where y'all at? I won't be walking around Paris on my own. Be like, yeah, come on over here. That was funny.
I love the community behind Alacia too. I got to watch the pivot episode she did. The pivot interview with Ryan Clark and those guys, man, it was super dope. Like knowing her story, it's amazing. It's incredible she's accomplished these things. So You can't help but to root for somebody like that.
No, she's great. She's great. I had her just missing out on it. I think easily could put her in there for over Jasmine or whatever. I think it's going to be a lot of really tough. It's splitting hairs. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard to pick.
splitting
It's hard
hairs.
to pick. But we'll
She's
see. We'll see.
she's somebody I would like to see get on the show. We should try to get Leisha on the show.
Let's do it. I'd love to. I'll reach out after the trial. See if we can get her. See if we can get her on, man. We'll see.
For
We'll try.
sure. For sure.
All right, here we go. Let's go on over to the 400-meter hurdles. We'll start it off. It's going to be in the bronze position. Alison Dos Santos for me. Warholm second. And then Rai Benjmin. I still got him finally getting over the hump and getting that win. That's what I got. What about you?
I'll take Karsten, bronze. I got something down, but I want to change it. But I'm going to go with what I put down. Rai, silver, Alison, gold.
Okay.
Not the most confident in that one there.
Why aren't you feeling very confident?
Well, probably through the end of May, I was very confident that Alison was going to win this Olympic championship. But Rai got to race both of these guys head to head. He did away with them. He beat them. Rai looked great. And he still has a little bit of cleaning up he could do over his first two hurdles. Now, if he does that cleaning up, there is no beating him this year. But I don't know, man. I just still feel like Alison is the more talented of the three. It's yet to be seen. He's been struggling to get back into the 46s his last few races. He's been running 47 the last few times. So, we'll see. But I'm gonna stay on my pick there. I'm gonna stay with Alison.
Okay. Yeah, I got Rai when they went up head to head, all three of them, it's like I think that's a big momentum shifter of I know I can beat these guys healthy because I just beat them all healthy leading up to the championship, the last race. Like the next time all three of them are stepping onto the track, they're gonna know I beat both of them. Last time we stepped on the track, which I think is going to be a big part, for a mental edge there. And then I think Warholm, it's just he's going to get out like a bat out of hell, and it's can he hold on to it? I think he'll have an ability to, the world record holder. I think he'll be able to do that. And then Dos Santos, I think it's just one of those three got to come in third. And if I'm picking Rai to win it and Warholm to come second, then you just got to come in third. But it's I can see a world where any combination of these three can happen.
Yeah.
It's going to be these three, but it's just what's the combination going to be? You would need to have some sort of complete fall or craziness to happen for them not to do it. But you're seeing literally the three greatest athletes in this event competing in their prime all together at the same time. It is insane that that's happening. It's imagine if LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant, or whoever you want to say is your top three, all are the same age and playing against each other. That's what it is. Like that's the level. It's crazy that this is happening. So that's one race that that's probably my favorite and one that I'm looking forward to the most. Then what about move on over for the women's 400-meter hurdles? What do you got going on there, Noah?
Yeah, I got Rochelle Clayton, bronze, Jamaican. I got Femke Bold, silver. And, of course, I'm going to take Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone in gold.
All right. I got in bronze Anna Cockrell.
Okay.
Silver, Femke Bold. Then gold, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone as well. I think that's going to be – it's the third place could change up. We'll see where that goes. I think the top two are solidified. Now, I will say, going into this Olympics, I am not as confident in Sydney as I was before. Every other race, this is literally the first race that I've ever had any inkling of doubt when I was picking Sydney to win. Like I'm usually like, yeah, no, it's a guarantee. It's just how fast they're going to be. But going into this race in particular, I'm like, man, like I'm not as confident in it. Like I can see a world, like there is a world where Femke Bol beats Sydney McLaughlin. Like if they race this race 100 times, I bet you Femke Bol wins this race like 20 out of 100, maybe 30 out of 100. Like I can see it happening, but I think Sydney, it's going to be a world record. Like this is probably, I don't know if this was the race you were talking about. I bet you if since they're both in there, I'm hoping that Sydney is going to go sub 50 in this race. I think that would be nuts to see. But why did you pick your three there?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it's a battle for third. So you could have put Anna in there, you could have put Rochelle in there, you could have put Cheyenne in there, you could have put Jasmine Jones in there. Like even the Great Britain girl, the twin, I'm blanking on her name, but there's a lot of people there for third. But I was comfortable with the Jamaican, and I'm gonna actually take something that Aaron Brown said, our lovely friend Aaron Brown. Um, he said if Sydney really tries to go after this 49, she's going to crash out and Femke is going to beat her. And although Sydney is better, faster, stronger, better, straight up. If she tries to do this like running out of her skin, just absolutely balls to the wall for a 49, that might be where she's treading too much in the wrong direction or like forcing something out of her body that she might not be ready for or whatever. And that's the only way I can really see Femke taking her down is if Sydney does something uncalled for or something that, she didn't really necessarily prep for. She gets out of a race plan or something. Otherwise, I see Sydney winning pretty comfortably as she's done every other time. And that's no slight to Femke. That's just how great Sydney is.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that take as well of like if you're trying to race after the time, then you're gonna crash out and burn. I don't see it that way. I think like because the way like Sydney's races, like the way that both of the two race, I think that they go kind of opposite. Where Femke is more she's stronger finisher than Sydney is. Like Sydney gets out on you quick, but she's still been able to hold people off, and the fact that she doesn't race very much, like she's raced like what 3-4 times this year, like they're primed for these the championship, and she wants to put on a show every championship. She's breaking world records of like I don't think it's going to be I'm going after the 49. It's like I'm in a position where the 49 can happen, where it's like I'm not trying to overstrain myself. It's just I'm at that point where we're in a different tax bracket right now, and sure, I can see where you might over go after it, and then you're just tired through those last two hurdles. Like I guess I could see it, but I bet you she's gonna try to just 13 step every hurdle instead of doing 14. Like, and if she does that, I think that it's gonna be I think we can see something crazy going down.
We shall see, man. But that is the second track event that I see we putting on world record watch there.
Okay. All right. No, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I think both the 400 hurdles could be pretty good. I feel the women's one's a little bit more in danger, but we'll see. Then go on over to the 4x100 meters for the men. Get us started off here. Third place, I have in bronze Canada. In second place, I have South Africa. And then in the gold medal position, I have Team USA.
Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Now, before I say this, Jamaica is qualified, right?
Yes.
For the 4x1.
They're just not in the 4x4.
Right.
They are in the 4x1.
There was a little bit of stuff that I saw, like they were missing a relay camp, whatever. But despite that, bronze I took Canada, silver I took Jamaica, gold I took USA.
Yeah, my the Jamaican pick for me, it was I can swap out. My dark horse is South Africa.
Okay.
Like I think that the favorite is USA, Jamaica, and then Canada or South Africa. But I'm going with crazy shit happens, man. Like it's not always gonna, especially in these relays, like crazy shit happens. And like South Africa's got a team, bro. Like they got Sembine, who's going to be on there. They're going to have Sean Maswanganye, who's going to be on there. I'm sure since he's running the 200, you're going to have Wade Van Niekerk that's going to be on there. So it's like they got some runners on that 4x1 where they can put something together. Like I feel so. I think that's going to be a danger, like dangerous for them. But yeah, with Jamaica, it's they're. I don't want to just pick the top three people or the top one. So I think that we'll see. They might have like a bad handoff. Who knows? They got a lot of people that are going to be new. Their entire 4x1 outside of I guess Oblique Seville is going to be doing this thing for the first time. So and then Canada, like they find a way, like even though they got a bunch of people that have been in this game for so long, like they just find a way to do something. And while I said he finds a way to leave home with some hardware, I can't pick him not to get into to bring home with something. You ain't getting no individual medals, but you won't get something.
I'm leaving here with something.
I'm leaving here with something. Yeah.
My dark horse for that would be France though. Yeah,
France.
home country.
Wow.
They got the Zeze brothers. Sasha might be on that relay. I like what they got over there, and it's home turf, so I think that they'll be a little bit more galvanized there. Obviously, their home crowd and everything, so it'd be special. I would actually root to see them get a bronze. I would love to see them get a bronze over Canada. I would love to see them get a silver over Jamaica, as long as they don't beat USA. You know,
Yeah, I like Great Britain too. I think Louis Hinchcliffe looked pretty good on that relay with him. Obviously you've got Zarnell Hughes that's on there as well. So I think that Great Britain's got a nice little
they
team
do. Nathaniel is
together.
another one. So
What do you say?
Nathaniel Mitchell Blake.
Oh yeah,
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 so he's
yeah,
another
yeah.
guy that'll be in the mix for them.
Yeah, so they got a good little team too,
Yeah.
man. But what about for the women? What do you got for the women here?
For the women, bronze I have Jamaica, silver I have Great Britain, and gold I have USA.
All right, we're same people, different group. I got Great Britain coming in third. I got Jamaica in second, and then I got USA winning it. This year's Jamaica's weakest 4x1 team, like by far, because they don't have Elaine Thompson Hurrah, so they're losing here. So, and then I think Kemba Nelson isn't in there either. Like I feel this is their weakest 4x1. I think Brianna isn't on there as well. Who is like one of their like up and comings. Maybe I'm missing. Maybe I'm wrong there, but they're I feel this is one of the weakest teams that Jamaica is sending for their women's 4x1. I think.
It's interesting. I only am certain on three of their legs. Obviously, they have Lene, they have Shelly, and they have Shericka, but I don't know that fourth leg. It's going to be really important, and I don't think that Brianna's there. She's been pop off for them. Kemba's been a lead leg for them. I don't know. Is Kemba at the meet? I think she's there.
She was announced to be on it, but then on Twitter the other day she said I'm not in Jamaica or I'm not in Paris. She put on Twitter, so I'm guessing they're
Okay.
not. They didn't take
Yeah.
her. Something happened. I don't know.
But Lene Tava Thomas has actually she's had a hell of a season, and she's very very talented. So she is a very good leg, probably better than a Brianna Williams or a Kemba in that sense. But still, you're missing Elaine, so like it's tough. It's tough to call it, but
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, I think in both of these, as long as there's no relay mishaps, I think USA is winning for the men and for the women. I think we already talked about who we had for our teams, but do you want to go through who you have on the 4x1s? We didn't say it for the men. Mine was Christian Coleman to Fred Kerley to Kenny to Noah. And based on some of the pictures from the relay camp, it looks like that's kind of what they were planning on as well. And it looks like they had in the prelims, they're going to have Kyrie King to Courtney Lindsay, it looked like, in there. So I'm sure that they're going to get some time. But who did you have on that relay?
That's exactly who copy and paste for the final. Um, yeah, prelim is the prelim. I really like Courtney Lindsay,
Mhm.
but
So what about for the women then?
for
Who
the
you got for the
women,
women? Yeah.
um, lead leg Melissa, second leg Gabby, third leg TT anchor, Sha'Carri.
Yeah, I like that. I think that we could potentially see a change from TT and Melissa depending on the performances that they might have. Of like, hey, if one doesn't do very well, then maybe we could see something change. But I think that's pretty solidified. I saw Aaliyah Armstrong, not
Leah Hobbs.
Armstrong, sorry, Aaliyah Hobbs is there. I didn't realize that they had her come for relay camp. What position did she come in for the 100? Like,
That's a good question,
was she
bro. They're
like
like a
six,
month
seven?
out, so
Like,
I'm not sure. But I mean, we all know Leah
it
Hobbs
was,
is going to get on the track and run 1090 or faster. It's just like
yeah.
she hasn't been able to get in that top three, obviously, but she's definitely deserving of a relay spot, at least for a prelim.
I was just surprised that they I didn't realize that they took her until like I saw the opening ceremonies and I saw the dreads and I was like, wait a minute, there's only one person that got their dreads like that. Oh shoot, or that's Aaliyah. That's crazy. But
Something that I don't really, it's not sitting well with me for the prelim is having Kyrie on the relay at all. I don't know, he didn't make the final or the 100 meter final at USA's. There were a bunch of dudes that beat him. They didn't take, which was really weird to me. The fact that they brought him over guys that beat him and they say, I don't know. That's really, really weird to me. I don't know what they are doing with that. And
I think it's because he was on the relay for the relay championship, and so it's like, hey, you were on that team that won the relay championship, like him and Courtney Lindsay, Noah Lyles, and Kenny Bednarek. So that's probably why they have him there. Of like, hey, you've gone through the relay camp, so I have confidence in you being able to get this medal.
Yeah. So is Kendall Williams, but that's neither here nor there. I just thought that was really, really just strange. I understand the whole like world relays thing and all that, but
yeah. So I bet you that's probably why. It's probably like, hey, you were on the world relay team. We're gonna give you a spot on this crew. So we'll see. But yeah, for my women's 4x1, I have Melissa to Gabby to TT to Sha'Carri as well. I think that's pretty good. I was the only one I was debating potentially changing was Gabby onto the third leg because I
yeah,
know that she does a good curve, but I think that she would probably eat up a lot of track on that back stretch that you're going to want to have. Then I'm thinking you put her there, and the chemistry probably between TT and Sha'Carri is probably the best chemistry. They locked in like that, so I would say, hey, might as well put the people that are really locked in right next to each other. So I think that would be the best one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, 4x400 meters. What do you have for the 4x400 here, Noah?
4x400 men, bronze, South Africa, silver, Belgium, gold, US.
Okay. All right, we got a little bit of not that different. In bronze position, I have Botswana. In silver, I have Belgium, and then gold, I have USA.
Yeah.
So I wanted to put Botswana higher, but it's the fact that Tebogo is going to run so much. He's going to because he's trying to do what Noah is trying to do of like where they're going to but Tebogo has to. Tebogo has to run the 100, 200, 4x1, 4x4. I don't think they have 4x1, but he has to do that because they don't have four other 400-meter runners that can run faster than Tebogo for Botswana. So he's going to be doing so much that's a lot of round. Like he's going to have so many rounds on those legs. He's going to be tired. It's going to be tough for him, but I think that he'll do well. Belgium, they got doomed. Like they just show up in these things, even though they don't have too many other like high profile runners. Like they figure it out there. And then USA is just so deep with the amount of talent that they have. Like I think there's no shot in hell that we get beat in the 4x4.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you have a team for this? You have a 4x4 for this?
4x4. See, when I say it might not get as many clicks this time around for who my 4x4 is, as we've seen a couple weeks ago. But I got Quincy Hall. I think you have to put him on there. Then I've got Rai Benjmin. I think he's got to be on there as well. I'll have Michael Norman in the third position. And then we'll give it over to Vernon Norwood as well. I think they got to put the vet on there. He's got to get a medal. Now, it can change if one of the individuals doesn't make. I think Christopher Bailey is going to have a tough position. I don't know if I have him on the first four anymore. I'm kind of changed my mind. But if we see either like if I think Michael Norman's guaranteed to be on there as well. He's just one of the highest profile athletes, like Toyota and all of the brands. They advertise his name a lot, but if somebody slips up and doesn't have a really good race, I wouldn't be too surprised if they get Quincy Wilson in there for a final. If he runs a hell of a leg, if he runs a crazy leg, and then somebody doesn't make the 400-meter final, I could see them doing something like that. But it would have to be some athlete does terrible, like doesn't get out of round 1 or round 2. But I think that's pretty solidified though.
Okay, I'm not mad at it.
What about you? What about you? Who you got on that 4x4?
I got Quincy. He's got to pop that off. Norman's the fastest 200 guy. Throw him second. Vernon, absolute dog. Been around the game. Wherever we are, he's going to give Rai the baton in first.
Cool. Sounds good to me. I can't argue that too much. What about for the women's 4x4? What do you have for the women's 4x4?
Women's 4x4, bronze, Great Britain, silver, Jamaica, gold, USA.
Okay. I've got Jamaica in third. I got Ireland coming in second, and then I've got USA winning that bad boy.
Okay. Tell me you're a Rhasidat Adeleke fan without telling me you're a Rhasidat Adeleke fan.
Bro, she's a dog, bro. Like she just puts the team on her back. It's like what we see for the Netherlands. I mean, the Netherlands is going to be up in there. Like they've got Claver and they have Femke Bol, who's going to be a dog. I mean, we've seen those two go at it, especially in the mixed 4x4. So like they're another group that I was thinking, might be in there. And I think my Jamaica pick could potentially leave. We could see something, especially from Great Britain as well. But yeah, I think I feel confident in those groups. What about you? Why you got those people?
Great Britain is pretty deep. They've got a good field of ladies, and they've been in medal contention for the past few years. Whether they're getting like third, fourth, fifth, like they've done good. Same with Jamaica. They've been in contention pretty consistently, and they have like cold bodies. Like Stacey Williams, Cherokee Young, Nikisha Price, Janelle Brumfield. Like they have very, very talented runners. So much so that they actually might give the U.S. a run for their money over the 4x4. So this order is really important that the USA gets it right. I had a hard time putting my 4 together. I ended up with Alexis to Gabby to Kendall to Sydney. That's kind of how I played it. So, but the U.S. definitely has to get this right, man, because Jamaica has some real heavy hitters that have consistently given the U.S. girls a run for their money over open 400s.
Okay. So you said Alexis to Gabby to Kendall to Sydney? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I feel that's pretty fair. So you don't think Caitlin Brown, right? I think she's on the team, right?
Caitlin Brown? Is she on the team?
Is the Georgia girl? I think she came in third, right? At the U.S. trial.
I mean, wait. I think you're confusing. Are we confusing two different names?
Caitlin Brown, the Georgia
girl. No. I didn't put her on my relay. I didn't. Have her on my relay.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I like that order. I think it'll depend on if anyone. Once again, if one of those ladies falls out when it comes to the rounds of like, hey, you had a poor second round, you're no longer going to be in there. Like we could potentially see that happen. But other than that, I think that's pretty. I think it's pretty solid. Like I like that. I like that group. Then last, we'll go on over to the mixed 4x4. So what I got going on here, I got third Ireland. I got second place Netherlands, and then USA is finally gonna get out of their slump and get a freaking gold medal in this event to win. But what about you, man?
I agree.
What you got?
Ireland third, Netherlands second, USA first. Ireland is carried by Rhasidat. Obviously, Netherlands is going to be carried by Femke. they got a pretty good couple talented guys too. But then obviously US is the heaviest hitter, so I'll take them over the top.
Yeah, I think they're the Netherlands, like we have not done well. Like we can easily lose this. The only reason that USA loses this race is because we put like a D squad out there. Like we're not putting our best team. And so it's like that's the only reason that we lose. So if we decided to actually put some good people in these races, then like there's no you don't stand a freaking chance. But like we play with our food and then we get bit and lose these freaking gold medals. So please put some dogs in this race. Don't just put the back half of it. Then we can easily get a win. But that's the only reason that we don't win this thing. We see, I think Dominican Republic did well in 2022. They came back and they hawked us down. That was tough. That was kind of embarrassing. And so then they're pretty good. Netherlands always good. Belgium has performed pretty well in this as well. So there's a couple people in the mixed 4x4 that we could see be players, but we'll have to see, man.
The mixed 4x4 is so much fun, bro, and like I was excited and trying to keep my eye out for the Bahamas. Obviously, they have Steven Gardner and Alonzo Russell, and then like Sha'Carri. I was hoping Sha'Carri would be like a part of this. I don't think she is though, so I didn't put him on my
yeah.
I didn't put him on my card. But it's so interesting just because you only need 2 dogs really, and you can get it done. So I'm glad they added that. I'm interested to see what this mixed 4x1 does if they actually bring. Is that actually being implemented in the future?
Yeah, 2025. I think they're saying mixed 4x1,
Yeah.
which that's gonna be crazy.
So
bro.
I mean, nonetheless, man, like super excited for these picks. I think we did a good job. I'm actually pretty confident in what we've done here.
Yeah, this should be good, man. I'm excited. Looking forward to the Olympics. Any other events that we didn't talk about that you're like, hey, people got to check this out. This should be a really good competition. Maybe this is a world record watch. What else do you got?
I think there's 2. Obviously, the world record watch and the pole vault. So I said 2 track events and then field. So Mondo's he's gonna break his own world record again. He's gonna do it. And then high jump, right? So you got the Italian and Barshim, the guy from Qatar, obviously battling to see who can get the real, no gold medal this time. And Javon Harrison, my boy, so I'm excited to see what he can do this time. So I'm really looking forward to the high jump. What about you?
Yeah, man. I think also in the high jump, a person that is not getting as much talk about is Shelby McEwen as well. Like he's silently been really, really consistent there. So little talk that he's not even in the betting lines. Like I tried to bet on Shelby to win. They don't even have him on the list of people that you can go through. So I was like, dang, that is crazy. Like, how are you making that oversight where you're not even going to put him in there? The guy that's the U.S. champion. Like that's nuts to me. But yeah, Javon Harrison scaring the hell out of me in USA's with not coming in top 3, but they picked him. I'm glad they picked him, but dude, I gotta see him lock in. He will be, I'm sure, but I was just nervous. Got me nervous as hell. Some other things that I'm really looking forward to. You mentioned the pole vault. That should always be good. I'm excited for the heptathlon. Big Anna Hall fan. I'm excited to see how that goes. That'll be a really good race. And then also, I would say the women's 800. Noah Thing Mo. It's going to be looking forward to that. Got my one of my high school teammates who's running in that race as well. So going to be cheering on Allie. I think getting top 3 is going to be a tall order, but should be a really good race. And it really stinks that Thing Mo's not in here because Keely Hodgkinson is looking really good right now. And I was like, damn, like she's running fantastic. This would have been so great to have the return of, but that's why they call it track. You got to line up. And unfortunately, she isn't in here. But yeah, I think that we got a couple other good races for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That 800 men and women actually are going to be very, very fun to watch. I thought it was crazy that like a thing, obviously she's unfortunately not on the team, but they still have her like in the Olympic ads and like having her do stuff like for the Olympic
It's so weird, bro. Yeah, like that's I'm sure when she didn't get in, she's like, oh crap, I still have all these like ads for Team Visa and everything that's about to come out like the day of the Olympics, and I'm not gonna be on the team, and that's gonna be weird and awkward.
I'm also very excited for Tara Davis too. I want her to get gold really bad, bro. I want her to win, so hopefully she does and does something super dramatic, which I'm sure she already has planned. So yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to her. She is also someone that had the heart racing because she faulted on her first two
Yeah.
jumps at USA's, and I was like, "Yo, you gotta lock in. I can't have you no mark in the Olympics, bro. Like, get your crap together." Then she did, and she ended up winning, but she had me nervous. I'm excited for Jasmine Moore too. Back to back in the long jump and triple jump. Like that is like she's extremely talented as well. A little bit more quiet. She's not as boisterous as some people, but she's one of my favorite athletes there as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she does. Doing both, especially with Yulmar Rojas not in the triple jump. That the opening spot for that event is pretty wide open. So that'll be good, man.
For sure, man. It's gonna be a good meet, dog.
Cool. Uh, One other thing I forgot that it was some news that might do want to talk about a little bit. We saw Christian Miller, the high school kid, turning pro. He was obviously originally committed to Georgia, but now going off to the pro circuit. He was the world leader for much of it. I know we didn't talk about having this on here. I just remembered this is another smaller piece of news. Even though we have the Olympics going on, what are your thoughts on going pro right after that type of season that you had?
Yeah, times are changing. He's the fastest ever at this age, so not mad at it at all. I think he probably could have made a little bit more money in college. Actually, ironically and funny as that sounds, with the NIL opportunities he would have had. And I think Coach Carroll is a great coach. So I don't think he could have went wrong by going to Georgia. But if he's trying to secure a bag, get a brand deal, something, there's got to be somebody in his ear telling him that there's some money there for him. So kid's talented, man. I'm excited for his future.
Yeah. Might join your training group. Who knows? I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I would not be surprised.
yeah, because he's from Florida. He ran his world leading time at that track, so might very well be a teammate pretty soon here. But yeah, I thought that it made sense that you were going to turn pro. I mean, you were running this fast, this quickly. I think there was 0% chance in my mind that you were going to go to college unless you really wanted to, which like I get like why you would want to get the college experience and to be a part of a team and, you're 18 years old, like you don't want to completely change it. Cause, from what I've heard, it's like, being on a team in college is very different from, when you turn pro. Cause we've even seen other high school phenoms, do one year of college with Sydney and Mondo and Sha'Carri I think Sha'Carri was a little bit more, she was probably going to do it a little bit more consistently, but yeah, so we've seen it before. But best of luck to him, man. I'm excited to see how that turns out and who he's going to sign with and where he's going to train. So let us know if you see any snooping around the Claremont track, man. Let us know if he's coming there.
For sure, I'm here for the inside. I got all the inside info, man. So I'll drop it on y'all.
There you go. Well, thank you everyone for watching another episode of the Track World News Podcast. We have a lot of content coming your way, both on social media and here on YouTube. So you do not want to miss out. A lot of stuff's going to be posted. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we'll see you later. Peace.
Peace.